I'll edit stuff out as we go. Okay, so I guess just tell me everything from the beginning.
Um, well, you obviously don't know this, but I had started with faction servers. And I probably had gone through at least 3 or 4 faction servers, all going by the name Chiselcraft. That's obviously not known anymore. But after probably like 3 failed attempts, the fourth one and last one that I made was like op factions, and I had recently run into um Mammoth Scares plugin, the giant zombies plugin. You can still find that on the bucket. And it enabled you to customize these giant bosses with their attacks and the loot they drop and stuff. And I thought that was really cool. And I started to take an interest in like a PvE sort of economy. And I started experimenting with like Mob Arena, the main plugin obviously that it uses. Uh, and I had put Mob Arena on the faction server and the Giants in the wild and stuff. And the few players I had actually enjoyed that. And I thought, okay, maybe there's something here. So obviously the server wasn't good as a faction server, so I had shut that down, but I still kept at Mob Arena and wanted to see if there was some sort of game mode I could come up with. And I was like, so I kind of like went on Plant Minecraft and a bunch of other sites, just kind of browsing through servers to try to get ideas. And I had thought of Zombie Horde, the .net, and I was like, I wonder what really happened. I had read the post years before, but I wasn't like, you don't remember stuff like that. And I had read the post, and I was like, this shouldn't be too hard to recreate. Because I had noticed that a few other people in the comments on Planet Minecraft had said they were going to remake it, and they like did, but it failed or whatever. And I'm kind of like, well, I'm not one that gives up that easily. So I had confirmed the fact that the old Zombie Horde had used Mob Arena because I started watching the old YouTube videos of Zombie Horde on YouTube to get ideas of how the gameplay worked, and I had noticed that the exact same Mob Arena messages and stuff were in the game, and I'm like, holy crap, they actually used this plugin. They probably just edited it. So I had gotten that down pat, and I started to make arenas on like a test server I had, and I set up Mob Arena and I started experimenting with the bosses and the um, waves and such, and I started getting that figured out. And then I started getting more into figuring out how Zombie Horde works. So the first thing was, okay, so the in-game Mob Arena had a shop and they used gold nuggets. So I was like, I had hired um, Mammoth at the time to make that plugin. So he made it so that the zombies dropped gold nuggets, and then um, once that was perfected, obviously I made a post because I think at that time he was running out of time. He was going back into college, and at that time I posted a post on MC Market basically asking if anyone could make a gold nugget shop because the free bucket plugins and crap were just garbage. Um, and that's when Dustin came in. He made that for me, and he did a good job with it. And so once we got those two things working synchronously, Dustin and Mammoth eventually started working together, and they had merged the add-ons I wanted into Horde add-ons to link into Mob Arena to make the extra features. Um, and after that, we started adding on pretty much everything else main wise to the game that made it what it was. And then at that point I knew that it was really going to be a reality that we were remaking the server. So I started looking into other forum posts about Zombie Horde. I kept trying to find like maps and the spawns and stuff. um I'm trying to remember how I started. I think, to my knowledge, Nitro Starman was first. He obviously made the post about Zombie Horde dying, and I had gotten in touch with him, and I said, hey, I'm remaking this. I'm really serious about it. And he's like, oh, awesome, because he was already starting map remakes. He had made Stygia and I think another map that he remade, and he gave them to me to use in the server, which I was really thankful for. And I had gotten, this was before I had met Martine or the other builder. But I hired a build team from MC Market to use the YouTube videos. I sent them of the old Zombie Horde, and they rebuilt the old Zombie Horde spawn, which we first used when we first opened. They built Cold Dead. I think they built a few others. And then after the server opened, I think the first like 2 complete maps we had for players was Cold Dead and Stygia. And then after that, I came to know Martine and another guy whose name I cannot remember because I haven't talked to him in like a year or 2 now. They basically remade the maps from YouTube videos for free and then gave them to me. And Martine made Grains, and I think he made Dread Space, and the other guy made like Curse of the Horde, and I think maybe Dawn of the Horde, or else that was Martine. But I know they collaborated a little bit, and they worked on some maps together, and they pretty much made about 50% worth of Zombie Horde's maps. But after that, the server was starting to pick up more, and we figured out how to add in the arena selector, and we started adding in the other maps, and people thought that was really cool. And I mean, pretty much after we released, we just kept updating and updating. We finally caught up to a point of where it was working exactly like the old Zombie Horde was, and that's pretty much all led up until now. We're still developing it. It's not very fast, but
Yeah. So I'll probably go into more detail and stuff, but when did development on this server start? Like, what month of what year, if you remember?
I would honestly say probably at least August of 2016.
And then by Christmas time of 2016, that's when the server opened to the public,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think I'm probably gonna talk about the whole Kyle thing. I'll probably use the script from one of the other videos I was planning. Probably use that. I think that's it. That's yeah. I just wanted that like beginning stage because I couldn't find that anywhere.